Welcome back to the Bench Points. Host Zach. Just watched game three. Live reaction. Not live. Instant reaction.
Instant reaction. Yes. No, we haven't done the Twitch stream yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah, no. Once we're partnered with Twitch or something.
Those are always
Um,
tough because you can't actually stream the game. It's strictly just you
yeah,
watching
it's
it.
just your reactions. You have to like essentially commentate it.
Maybe you can pull up like the ESPN thing of like where players are on the
The
court
ticker.
or
Maybe
something
do the
like that.
score. You can do the score probably.
Yeah, it's never worth it, is it?
Yeah.
No,
No.
enjoy with your friends, then come here for the reaction live on Tubi.
Soon, man. Soon. What a series. We haven't done an episode all series, so
Well,
there's a lot to get into.
it's been a little bit over a week, but in a week we've already had 3 games, which
Hmm.
sometimes it feels a little bit more spaced out. Are you surprised that we're doing this on a Monday night versus Sunday night? Is that a miss by the NBA at all?
Yeah, I'm here with my co-host Jackson, by the way. I forgot to mention that in the
Oh yeah,
beginning.
me.
Oh yeah, me. Yeah, I heard some stats that there's been two series in the last like 50 years that a game didn't fall on a Sunday throughout the whole series.
Wow. No, it's
Yeah,
not going to be planned like that at all, really.
there's no Sunday games planned for this series. I was a little shocked. I mean, it's a weekend. You got everyone at home anyway. Sunday. I mean, Sunday night, people are normally that's a good time to bet people are home.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm tired as bread right now. Um, it's a late Monday night, not exactly 10:30 recording a pod after our game reaction, but we have to do it because a lot weighed on this game,
You
right?
didn't shotgun a C4 like I did?
C4.
A bang.
I should have had a little espresso, a little midnight
Oh,
espresso.
little teacup action.
Yep, yep.
Coulda.
No, we're recording this game three. We just watched it. I wonder what security is like leaving said building. And it's probably the Secret Service is probably a little happier today. They have to deal with an upset crowd more than a
Oh,
rowdy crowd leaving the
I
game
would
today.
believe so. I mean, they probably just let him walk out the stadium. That's what happens. But
Let's start with that. I when I heard the news, for a while, a couple weeks, I think Donald Trump was gonna come to the conference finals games. That
mhm.
ended up not happening, and it was announced that James Dolan's buddy was going to be up in a suite for this game.
Sweet 47.
Is that true?
I believe so.
Because he's the 47th president?
And 45th. It doesn't ring as well.
The thing is, when you say ring as well in history, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, which we'll see on this, World War II ended at an
Oh God.
exact date and an exact time, and the treaty was signed for this kind of time for the war to end to because it sounded nice.
Well, I,
Things still happened between those days. I think lives were lost in between those days because they wanted something to be signed
let's let's not do
nice.
some fake reporting here.
I
We're
believe that's true.
big J journalists here.
Independent,
And
independent.
if
Until I sign with Tubi, then I do what
you
they
you
say.
you are the media.
That's interesting. I was worried about with the outside noise, especially it just disrupting the fans because the news came out that there wasn't going to be an outside MSG watch party. Those are pretty fun environments, especially I've been to the Deer District when Milwaukee had their run for that title run.
Hmm.
Was actually there for a Trae Young win that night. We know Jurassic Park's pretty special,
Yep.
um, and MSG creating something there would have been pretty cool for
Yeah,
said home game.
they still had New York's big enough. They had a watch party in Manhattan, I saw, but
Yeah, Queens, all that. Yeah,
it's not as
there's places you can have it, no
it's
doubt.
not as hype.
No, and so I was worried about that. I was worried about the distraction and maybe it'll get in players' heads with the extra security. Like I don't know how much of their freedom was restricted.
Yeah, I saw Wemby getting like metal detector wand.
Which the players standard go through metal detector before every game. Even they
Yeah,
go through it. That's very standard. But people who were getting on courtside like before Draymond got on for the
yeah,
ESPN pregame show, he's getting checked by 3 people beforehand before he steps
yeah.
on a court. So I was worried about that extra security. I was like, okay, is this going to disrupt players' mentality? Is this going to put a distraction on maybe the focus on the president and a couple boos, pretty some loud ones here and there. Other than that, not too big of a distraction. Still ended up in a loss for the New York Knicks here. Now we have a series 2-1.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to push back the time of the start a little bit, but
Yeah.
what a game by the Spurs. I mean, obviously they needed it. It felt like the Knicks were playing so free the first two games, especially after you get that game one win. Game two, you can come out real free because you already stole a game. Um, and when you're up 2-0, you'd feel like that team would be a little more free and just able to play loose. But it felt like there was a lot more pressure on the Knicks to almost win this one. You know, like being at home, being surrounded by
Zach,
fans.
you were absolutely right. There were absolute nerves going through this game. I think, strangely enough, for the New York Knicks home team.
Yeah,
Um,
up
they
2-0.
felt they felt off. There was two bad passes right away, and I think Mike Breen makes a reference to this during the tape of they're not used to it either, and maybe that plays to my part of Donald Trump being there. It sets you out of the groove from a normal routine that these players have. These players have
Yeah,
strict routines of when they come to the game, before the game, timing wise, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Um, they felt a little nervous, man. They felt a little nervous. You'd wonder if the Spurs young players were feeling a little bit intimidated, but I would say the opposite.
Those young guns, man. You could talk about them forever, man.
Well,
Bro.
let me say this. Now, Zach and I are recording this. This is the third game of the NBA Finals. We haven't spoken on, and we'll get to it because it'll probably come up throughout this podcast, of Knicks getting 2 wins in San
Mhm.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Before this game, I was thinking about, and this has come up a lot with the discussion of like, what is Wemby's arc here? What is his career arc? Is it there's expectations in some that he might become the greatest player of all time. I do not have that feeling. I have a feeling he has an opportunity to be one of the greats. I think it's pretty hard for the greatest of all player to be playing with another greatest of all player at the same time. It happened 1 year off when Michael Jordan retired right before on his Wizards season with LeBron joining. Find it kind of extreme for that to happen. But he was following a similar LeBron arc here. If you recall, LeBron James made the finals in 2007, I believe got swept by the San Antonio Spurs.
Mhm.
And I had to look at this today, Zach. Let me read you off a little something here.
With Mike Brown as the coach.
With Mike Brown as the coach, that is correct. LeBron James's box scores, the first 4 games, the only 4 games in these NBA finals in '07. Dude only averaged about 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Now that's LeBron standards. We've seen 18, we've seen 17, 16, 15, and I can go on and on.
Yeah.
They're always a lot higher. These shooting percentages are 36% from the field, 20 from three, 69 from free throw. Like bad percentages. He was carrying a
Yeah.
way worse team, my
I was
friend.
gonna say the Spurs are probably selling out on LeBron. I'm gonna have to say
Were they sending doubles for LeBron back
they
in the
were
day?
sending probably triples. I mean, with his teammates, let's throw three at him.
It's just interesting. That thought made me think about, LeBron struggled in his first final series. I would say Wemby struggled or underdelivered in those first 2 games. Might have redeemed himself in game three here. Game three box score, right quick. For the listeners at home, 32 points from Wemby tonight off an efficient 61%. Still to get the double double. I feel like it's hard for him to occasionally hit the double double
Yeah.
on some of these games,
You feel
mostly
like he
because he's
should.
defending.
Yeah, you feel like he should be averaging like 16 rebounds.
Not to bring in a guy who does not rebound, but Jaren Jackson Jr. does not get a lot of rebounds for his
No,
position. He plays the 4 and 5. Sometimes Wemby does too, not as often anymore. But he defends at the rim a lot. That doesn't allow him, actually, I should say,
to get the board.
to get the board.
Yeah.
I would expect some higher numbers from Wemby here, but played an efficient game today for the Spurs, redeeming themselves, Zach, from that game to last
Disaster
play.
class. Yeah. I cannot believe Jaren Jackson already got brought up in this podcast. That is That is
Dude, LeBron
unbelievable.
James already happened too.
LeBron's fine, but Jared Jackson? Yeah, Wemby obviously had that turnover late. Um, he's 22, so it's like his arc, as you're saying, is near LeBron's in terms of finals appearance and just a young guy leading his team in the finals. You did mention that you're like, I don't think he's going to be the best player of all time.
You want to speak on that?
A little bit. I was just like, if you think he's going to be one of, that's basically meaning like he could definitely be the best.
When I say that, and I had this exact in my head,
Top
when I s-
five, top
no,
10.
it's a top 10 kind of thing.
Okay, but still, I mean, you know, top 10, he only has to jump eight, 9 spots.
There's only been 5,000 NBA players,
Yeah.
you know.
So, I mean, he's just amazing to watch. We can get into this details, but man, this game three, I thought the Spurs were going to choke it.
Again, I think this is
Late,
3 games in a row
this
that,
their late offense
yeah,
um was brutal. I mean, Castle bailed them on that three. They didn't run a play.
I knew
They
that
were
was
just
going
standing
in.
there
Yeah.
for 20 seconds, and then they got it down to two, kick to Castle, splashes at three. I really don't want to see him bring up the ball anymore. I think he's going to turn it over every time.
You're over it officially.
I'm over him being that point guard, the guy bringing it up and starting stuff. Let De'Aaron do that. He's better at it. He can get by his defender sometimes. I mean, Castle can too, but the more dribbles that Castle has, the more I think he's going to turn it over. And every team does this, which I don't get. It's like the last few minutes, and they just wait so long to get a shot. It's the same thing with like the Spurs' last real possession, when they were up three, I believe, with like 34, like it was like a 10-second difference on the shot clock, and they just pound the rock at the top for a while, and I'm like, you're gonna have to shoot the ball. Let's just run like let's try to get in some action
Why settle for a terrible shot at the end just to waste time?
just to waste time. Let's get into some action. Let's see if we can get a good shot. And okay, if there's 15 seconds instead of nine, it's worth the 6 seconds if you get a good shot here and go up.
Absolutely, bro. That'll always make our mind a little crazy on that kind of NBA analytical things in a way where it just doesn't make sense when watching it in real
Yeah.
life.
And it's like these last few minutes on the Spurs teams well, it makes me want to pull my hair out just how bad it feels like they're not even running action half the time. De'Aaron
How's
Fox saved him with that mid-range jumper.
saved him?
Um,
4 for 14, another and finished second to worst or third to worst in the plus minus for the Spurs. Needs to play high 36-minute game.
Absolutely.
Definitely bringing the ball up more when he can. How do you feel about the backup guard, Dylan Harper? You've been boasting about him all season long, and especially these playoffs. I'm not even close to thinking we need to get rid of De'Aaron Fox, but Harper still playing some impactful minutes, it seems like.
Yeah, it feels like he's gonna stick in the league for a bit, I'd have to say.
You want to
I
write
think
that
he's
one
gonna stick.
down?
I'm gonna hot take it, 10-year vet minimum. Um, yeah, he's so big and so good defensively and just a smart basketball player that he's one of their best five guys, so he's on the floor. He took Champagne's spot late
Yeah.
in this game, which I thought was a little interesting just because
I don't
I
even think
really like,
Champagne played terrible game at all, by the way.
yeah. And like, who are you gonna take out? You have to take out Vassell or Fox, and you kind of need, in my opinion, you need Fox to bring the ball up. But yeah,
Coach shortened the lineup too. Mitch Johnson's shortened the lineup. No Harrison Barnes today. I swear to God, Carter Bryant is playing this exact same 3 minute spurt. Last game two was, hey, my job for my 3 minutes is to foul Mitch Robinson 3 times. His job today was a good block and a good steal. I mean, a good
you,
three.
yeah, hit a corner three,
Yeah.
four
So, and then
four
he's like,
minutes.
doink. Cornette is sadly, this is no longer regular season. I honestly do not expect myself to play more than 12 minutes. And he didn't again.
Then
And
he's
the rest of
fine.
it falls on Keldon, who actually led the team in plus minus today at 14. Not as impactful, had some better games. I would say still his best game is game seven here of the Oklahoma City Thunder series. Otherwise, he's been not too shining in the moment, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, Cornette, 9 minutes, 5 boards, efficient on the boards on the glass right there. Um, but yeah, Carter Bryant, 4 minutes, -9. And I know plus negative isn't anything. Um, but that was if he hits his first shot, I'm like, all right, Carter Bryant, you can stay a little bit. And then he's so young on defense and he's so raw and has so much potential on defense that like you can see it in the regular season, him just clamping people up. But here in the finals, it's just a little too much for him at the time at the moment. Um, but yeah, the Spurs seem to go down fighting, and Knicks fans they're a little nervous.
I don't know what the energy would have been if we logged on this podcast today and we were down 0-3. This is probably the best for us. Let me comment on this real quick. The Knicks were down or up 0-3 today. They'd be 27 and 550, 515. That's how many times a team has come back from 0-3. They were looking sharp if they got this
Mm,
to 0-3 today. Um, who is your top three finals MVP right now? Coming after this 2-1.
that's fair. After last game, everyone thought Cat was the best player in the league.
He still, to me, I couldn't fully go into that. Very impactful. Jalen Brunson's confidence and clutchness in the fourth, even though he did miss one of those free throws in game two, um, is enough where it should just be above them all. Um, so
Yeah, it's for me the top three. Well, first back on it's gonna be Jalen Brunson one, Victor two, Cat three. OG's pushing for that third, but something on Cat. Cat and Victor Wembanyama are doing some offensive lineman and defensive lineman hand checking, hand grabbing during these games, man. The I was watching obviously this Spurs team in the last few minutes, and Wemby has or Cat has both of his hands on the inside of Wemby's jersey, just like grabbing. They both have it. They're just both grabbing each other, and I'm like, what is happening? This
they
is a
let a lot of
foul on
things
somebody.
things get a little they let a little things fly with the big men. You know what I
Wemby
mean?
was like trying to like skirt out of it and just couldn't do it, and I was just like, that is crazy. They're not even letting Wemby set a pick.
I
Um,
wasn't picking up on that enough. I was more picking up on, hey, I don't like it when Mikal Bridges doesn't like to go for his own shot. So let's take the ball out of his own hands and God damn it, set that screen because I'm so scared of that half court line
oh yeah,
of
that's
what
what
the Spurs defensive pressure of Dylan Harper and Castle do on
and just make it
Brunson
step
or
back.
whoever that they might
Mm,
step back. Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. There's been many turnovers this series from both sides of touching that line on the out of bounds and lacking some awareness in that kind. I would have to agree with you. Top three for me too would be right now Jalen, Wemby, Cat. Fourth is absolutely OG. Terrific game today. Terrific shots in game two, but just not enough on the Knicks side to get it done. Probably the most fearless defender, fearless finisher and defender, but finisher right there with Jose Alvarado against Wemby right now. Both not
Yeah,
afraid to take it out there.
the Knicks went deep, man. They played 10 guys, some legit minutes. Even got to see little Jordan Clarkson in there, which
Don't let those 10 minutes fool you. I mean, definitely needed, especially got lucky on a three-pointer shot there. Um, but not yes, 10 guys, Zach. Well, actually 11 guys.
who's the 11th?
Jeremy Sochan played 10 seconds
Uh,
today at the end of the first half. By
but
the way,
I thought it
there's
was
a little girl behind Sochan rocking her Spurs jersey at the Spurs game, and we're just like, oh, poor girl. Who gave her the plug on that one? She's got to rock with that one.
yeah. I mean, Mitch only played 7, um, which I know he's been playing like low teens anyway, but like cut his minutes. They're obviously trying to go with the more firepower and 12 for Alvarado. Landry Shamet, 23 minutes, 5 fouls. When I heard that, I was like, that's just objectively funny. Like, That's just funny that he has 5 fouls in 22 minutes
I
at
think
the
he's close,
timeline.
Zach. I think he's close to 27 minutes per game in these NBA finals, and essential in especially game two. I think he rocked 33 minutes there, but in game one alone, uh, putting his worth. How many shots do you think in total Mikal Bridges has taken from the field these past two games? Two games.
Past 2 games, he's taken 8 shots.
Okay, 11. So
All right.
you think it's even less, and you just feel like he
Yeah,
wasn't there.
he's a classic Tobias Harris guy that you're like sometimes you can't tell. And they took him out. They were running with Landry Shamet and Josh Hart as their two guys instead of him.
He played the
Um,
least amount of minutes at 28 for the starters. And
Shamet
don't
Shamet was
criticize Shannon.
negative 20.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hard, not
You
hard to
mentioned
do,
those
but
fouls, Zach. The Knicks seem to put the Spurs in bonuses almost all the time,
yeah,
every quarter without without any recollection. Just continuing to do it after just saying to back off on the fouls. Cat hasn't been the problem much on the fouls. Too bad. Last
no.
game he ran into some trouble. That changed subs up, and it probably got a little too close than it needed to be. Um, can I speak on Jose Alvarado for a second?
All right, let's talk about the New York kid.
It's just I've personally, without him, and I mentioned this, and it doesn't look good for me, and maybe you too, but like of what we said about James Harden and Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
loving that
Stop talking about him.
at the trade deadline. I think
Okay.
I also mentioned the Jose Alvarado pickup, and without him being the one who actually can handle the ball in a trusted manner to look for others, I do not know where these New York Knicks would be in this series. I have no idea. And
Yeah.
he didn't play a whole lot of minutes, but it's impactful every single time, Zach.
Solid guy that you can trust in the finals, which that is that's a high bar. Um, and what a vibes guy. I mean, the
Oh,
ultimate
yeah.
vibes guy.
Oh, yeah. And
Not
it's
that
only
this,
been 11 minutes per game, basically, but it feels
yeah,
like a lot more.
yeah, not that this team wouldn't be as connected as they are without him, but like he just brings it up a little more. I think obviously he knows his role. He probably loves being in New York. He likes winning, so he could play 28 minutes on a different team, 25 minutes on a different team, but he'd rather play the 12 on a finals team.
He looks great, and it's just really, really nice to have him. Um, is there anyone you want to see less of currently on the New York Knicks?
Um, Shamit, and I know
Surprised you
like
said Shaman instead of Josh Hart.
I just think Josh Hart does all the little things, just like all the little things, and you need a guy that does all of that, the dirty work, the offensive rebounds, the steals, the hustle plays, that. And if Shamit doesn't hit threes, which I know he had a bad game tonight from the 3 point line, 1 for 7, I believe. And he's had a great playoffs, unbelievable playoffs shooting the ball. But if he doesn't shoot, you're not really giving me another reason to play you kind of situation.
That's
So
why you need it. You need those quick catch and shoots when we need a bailout or something.
he had open shots. He had that open
Yeah.
shot in the fourth. He could have hit that would have really really helped them. But Josh
I
Hart,
trust his contested, honestly.
yeah, and I'm not worried about Josh Hart because his value's more in the hustle and uh, the rebounding and you have guys. Brunson theoretically should hit a three. Cat, OG, and then whoever that fourth is, right? So Mikal Bridges, I'm fine with Mikal Bridges shooting corner threes all day.
I would like
Oh.
to for him to shoot more or just get the look more.
Exactly. So
I
you
just
can
wonder,
have
yeah.
a guy that can't shoot out there. That's why I would be fine seeing Josh Hart more.
There was in the second half today, there were some interesting Knicks lineups where I'm just like, this is a tough lineup, tough look right now. I just don't understand, and maybe I got to review some more tape. I just don't understand how it's not possible for Mikal Bridges to handle the rock like he did on the Nets beforehand.
Dude, the Nets Mikal Bridges it's just like a it's like a ghost. It's like a I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like it's there. We know it existed, and like,
We
why
saw it, so
can't
we
you
know it
do it?
happened.
Why can't you do it,
No, it's honestly so ideal for the Brooklyn Nets. Hey, we have this guy who plays
dude?
every game,
23 a game for you.
and he just is like doing it really good. And guess what? Like he has you guys have his college roommates over there. He kind of wants to be
Yeah,
over there,
hyper efficient.
and you have to yeah, and you have to sign an extension. We don't have to.
We
We
want
get
a
Drake
bunch of
Powell.
firsts,
We're fine.
bunch of firsts. Just give us all the firsts.
Um, I've thought at times that out of the starters or just the New York Knicks rotation that I would like to see Josh Hart less. Had a
Who would you like to see
fantastic
more?
game. I would like to
Shamit?
see. I'm trusting Deuce McBride on some moments here right now.
Yeah, his jumper is just so funny to
Or
me.
I think I'd be able to handle, and I don't think Mitchell Robinson has been the best defender in this, especially by the rim. And I
Hmm.
get it, it's tough, but we can run some 4 or 5 with Cat and Mitch. That's what I'd like to see. I mean, let's talk about the hills that we rode with Josh Hart these first 3 games.
Yeah,
I would say tonight's game isn't as good as a 15 rebound, like what 3 points or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
a 15
exactly.
point, 15 rebound 3 point game versus his game tonight being a role player at home, getting 16 points, shooting well, and doing some other things in the box
Nine
score.
boards, 5 assists.
I would say the 15 rebounds that he
Okay.
did and what he did there was more crucial in game one that wasn't three, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's also just like the fact about like with the win or not, you know? Like if they won this game, we'd be like, Josh Hart had a great game,
Sure, you're
15,
so
9, and
right.
5, right? Like,
But there's a reason they lost, bro.
no, I get it. He had that bad three that never looked like it was going in the corner
No,
late.
no, no.
That was not going in. Right when it left his hands, everybody knew that thing was wide left.
Sometimes Stefan Castle just surprises me sometimes because like right now we're just like no, probably not, and then he sometimes has the clutch gene where it just goes in and he just picks the time and the place to do so. And Josh
Yeah.
Hart does just not have that right now. Stefan Castle is a better shooter than Josh Hart. I'm breaking news, but like, um, especially by the fucking rim, Stefan Castle's pretty good by the rim.
Yeah.
Um, I did not appreciate Stefan Castle doing an unorthodox shooting motion in game two that actually ended up getting himself injured by the ankle of him going, let's say an X,
An X,
where his legs are out and his
this
arms are
little
up like this.
starfish.
Oh, yeah, starfish. There you go. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
letting them play. They're
yeah.
for the most part, they're being physical, letting the drives go. Yeah.
Um, can I say something to that?
All right, go ahead.
It was probably the most ridiculous call I've ever seen in my life. And if you need to follow the rule book, you need to follow the rule book.
Ever?
But sometimes there's a time and a place. I believe I forget who on the Knicks fouled, and I forget if it was a 4 point player or just 3 free throws. Do you
Yeah,
know where I'm going with this?
potentially.
Uh, Vassell got hit in his dreads. Now, not dreads that are hanging by his forehead, dreads that are tied up in a bun far off his noggin that he would not feel in any way to impact his shot. And
Have
those
you
were
not
brushed
have
upon. Dude, if you look at the replay, there is no impact on him at all on
have
said
you ever
shot.
have you ever had dreads before?
Dude,
It's like your hole. What's your hole?
no, his dreads are loose. His dreads are loose and they're tied from the very bottom. So that's way different than them being out for a little
Yeah.
bit and then conjoined through the dreads. It I was shocked by that call that's what we're calling if we're talking about physicality. And then Richard Jefferson, shut up. Richard Jefferson, stop saying, I actually don't like the physicality right now. I feel like it's going to get too messy and rowdy right here pretty soon. Ref's got to do something about it. And then you're like, oh, that's not a flagrant. Today, you're like twice. Oh, that's not a flagrant. Bro, make up your mind and comment on what's going well because I'm already going to hop on this podcast to bitch. So we need some
It's
positivity. All right.
That's fair. I like Richard though, just as a guy.
No,
So
he's cool. He's cool. I think
yeah,
they're going to do a 10-year reunion for the 2016 Cavs, and
Yeah, that's sick.
that's going to be great. And I'm excited to see JR and Channing and all them feeding off each other. Wait, is
Yeah.
Kendricks part of that team?
Who?
Is Perkins part of that team?
No, I don't think so. I
Oh, okay.
think he was there before.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I thought they were letting him play pretty well, so I liked it. And I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot.
No, you were going to say you want Timothy Mozgov to come back in town and
No, no, no,
party with the champs.
no, no, no.
It's been great. It is strange that it's a Monday night. We're not doing this on a Sunday. I wonder what that viewership will look like. But the viewership's going well for the NBA this year with it. So, and I know the numbers are a little bit different and how they count a household. For people who don't know, you're going to see records of numbers going off and off. Uh, their metrics for that has changed, so that's why things are going to look a little good. And you can count some lobbying on big cable there.
Hmm.
Um, and sorry to Mrs. Schultz, I had to log into YouTube TV a couple times today. I had to kick someone off, but it was the NBA Finals today, so
Hey, you could have got it with an antenna. That's
I
just ABC.
this is true. And it took me forever to realize that you could get cable like that with an antenna. But then
Well,
again, how
kind of
would I
cable,
know?
some
Yeah,
certain channels.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I remember what I was gonna say. I do. So, end of game two, we obviously had that whole thing with Wemby turnover. Thought Mitch should have took a timeout there. I did like Mitch Johnson's timeouts today.
Have you ever, is your coaching opinion, is there a time and place to take a timeout versus just running with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't think in that situation you would prefer to timeout versus not letting any subs or
Yeah,
defensive matchups be set?
let's
You would
time out and let's
prefer,
run a play. I got a young team. We're not fully set. We're not like running down. You can call timeout late once you get past half court. You can because there was enough time that if you have 5 seconds, that's plenty of time to run something.
maybe we saw the play that we're going to draw up.
Yeah.
Because, Brunson misses one of those free throws. They get the rebound. Luke Cornett comes in just for that, seals the rebound. They call a timeout, and we get a pretty good Wemby, elbow jumper there almost.
Hmm.
We maybe saw it, but you're
Yeah.
right. You're probably
But
right.
it could have been, yeah, could have been in a better situation
It
than
wasn't
what it
Kenny
was.
Atkinson bad, but
Yeah. Um, but today I thought Mitch called timeouts well. He used the use it or lose it with 3:40 when Brunson was at the line. Um,
for
the Knicks
those who
call a
don't know,
timeout.
that's 3 minutes. When you're
Yeah.
approaching the 3 minute mark, you lose one. You got to use it,
If you have three.
yeah,
Um,
or you lose it. Thanks, Zach.
Earlier in the fourth, the Knicks called a timeout and they got a bucket or two, and then he called one quick there. Um, you don't die with them. You don't carry an extra one in the next game. It felt like a lot of timeouts late, but if you have them, use them.
That's
Still
how a
had
lot of
two
NBA
late.
games go, though. Not a lot of NBA games get decided on the last shot or through buzzer beater
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. It usually lies in, okay, the last minute, it's a one possession game. Then when you're done with the game, it could be a 5 point game or it's a 7 point game
Yeah.
because it's a
Well,
foul, timeout, missed shot, foul, timeout, missed shot.
normally both teams have two timeouts under 3 minutes, and probably 90% of the time, at least three of them get used. So,
Unless you're
um,
Mark Dagnall, because he didn't have one, right?
he was stopping the bleeding early. And sometimes you gotta do that too.
You gotta, that's the fun of the game. That's what the job is.
Yeah, these two head coaches are fun to watch, man. Mike
Where do
Brown,
you,
animated,
oh yeah.
um, always looking back at the bench. Mitch Johnson is just always telling people what to do, just always pointing over here. Let's go here. We're running that. Like obviously, you're calling plays, but like, and like every coach is, but like he's he's in it, and I thought he did a good job today, specifically with timeout.
So where does it leave you with the series? How are you feeling? You've seen a game get upset at home for every single game this series.
Yeah,
You just think the Spurs now have the capability to disrupt this crowd again?
they definitely can. Um, I honestly expect the Spurs to win one of the next two games by a bit,
Whoa.
by 15.
That's interesting because Vegas has favored the opposite team that has won 3 games in a row here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as well
I'm
as
guessing the
momentum has
Knicks.
swung back and forth multiple times.
I'm guessing the Knicks will be favored in game four.
Yeah.
Um, I think the Spurs just have a beat down in one of these next two, but it has to be this next game, right? So if the Knicks win this game four, it's almost signed, sealed, delivered. I know it's a long series. We know what happened 10 years ago. Um, but like if if the Spurs have their good game and it's 2-2, that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting a 2-2 back to San Antonio. Let's restart this thing. Three
Dude,
game series.
it will literally feel like a brand new wave. Like
Oh
this
yeah.
series is, it hasn't felt too long. It's strange timing. But to imagine that the series gets reset at 2-2, it legitimately feels like a second series.
I think the Knicks will play better, so that's why I'm a little worried for uh, the Spurs. But I do think it'll be a good game th four, and I mean Knicks go up 3-1. You got to win three out of three, and I don't know if the Spurs can do that against the Knicks, but they obviously came out ready to play today, the Spurs, and looked connected, hit some shots. Thought they could have hit more shots than they did. Harper had a couple open threes and just some open shots throughout the whole game. That Champagny had a fast break three he missed, and I was like, normally that's butter. Vassell had a couple,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Champagne still played pretty good, I would say. So
yeah,
has your
you know.
series prediction changed at all? Because the memento is swung from, hey, they're coming off that game seven against OKC. This is the Spurs series. Everyone was feeling the
Oh
Spurs.
yeah,
Then the Knicks get one. Okay, it's still kind of Spurs, long series. They'll tie it up. They need to get this game here. Then when it's 2-0, it's just like, all right, Knicks are going to come home and take care of business here. Now it's swung to 2-1,
yeah,
where the momentum swings back to the Spurs of them trying to, as Zach says it, restart the series.
yeah. I mean, I said Spurs in five, so my it's already wrong. So if you're letting me change it, let me go Spurs in seven.
Okay. Okay. I don't have much else to say. Are we good to wrap this up, or do you have some other things to comment on?
Uh, no other certain pressing topics. Maybe
Yeah,
game
no,
four reaction.
new revel. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I would hope so. Well, we appreciate y'all listening. Hope you've been enjoying the NBA Finals.
A little shorty.
Um, it's getting up there to just how much I enjoyed experiencing last year's. Even when sometimes it's not just the teams you're always rooting for, but this has been pretty great with especially the New York Knicks and young studded crew like the San Antonio Spurs. So we appreciate you. Thank
Blazers.